Houston Astros baseball on Root Sports is presented by Toyota. Let's go places. And by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. Welcome to the Coliseum in Oakland, California, where the Astros won Game 1 of this 3-game series and getting set for Game 2 tonight. Another sparse crowd on hand. Meaningful game for the Astros, not so much for the Oakland A's, though they've been playing very good baseball. Meaningful because of that wild card chase right now, and you look at the American League's wild card. The Baltimore Orioles, Blue Jays, they're in the top spots right now. The Tigers a half game in front of the Astros. The Mariners tied with Houston. And that race, Blummer, has become something that is really fun to watch night by night, and the Astros doing the only thing they can do is win.
And that's what they need to keep doing. That's the only thing they need to focus on, is getting good pitching, getting those timely hits to be able to pull this run off, because they are still in it. They've got a little bit of a patchwork rotation, but they continue to get those hits when they need them to drive in those winning runs. The back end of the bullpen's been doing a great job for A.J. Hinch, but right now he's pushing all the right buttons.
Keep on winning. The Astros starting lineup now, presented by Southwest Airlines. A.J. Hinch will line him up with George Springer in the familiar top spot. Yuli Gurriel, very good work with the bat. He's at third base. And Jose Altuve with that hit in the 9th inning to get things going. Carlos Gray plays at shortstop, doing the catching tonight against a left-hander as Evan Gattis, and Marwin Gonzalez at first base. Bottom 3, Tyler White. He's earned a chance to swing the bat a little bit. He's the DH. In left field, Teoscar Hernandez, and Jake Marisnick is in center.
Sean Manaea on the mound. He was making another start against Houston. He's making his 4th. He last faced the Houston Astros on August 29th in Houston. Came out of that game after 3 1/3 innings. Ended up taking the loss, but had a bad rhomboid that has since been cleared up. He had a start in between that against Kansas City, went 5 strong, didn't give up an earned run.
The rhomboid looks fine right there as the first pitch is swung on and missed by Springer. Big hack. The Astros again 11-6 against the A's this year. This is game number 18 between the two teams. They will play 19 on the year. That's concluded tomorrow afternoon. And then the Astros come back home. Springer takes away. Manaea has dominated left-hand hitters this year. Right-handers have been able to handle things, hitting .276 and 16 home runs by right-hand hitters. Left-handers hitting just .170 against this big lefty. 2 balls and a strike. Manaea has been a much better pitcher pitching right here in Oakland. 5-3 with a .326 earning. On the road, .577 is the mark as he evens the count.
Good changeup. You'll see a fastball from Manaea, averaging around 91 to 93 miles an hour on that pitch. The occasional slider, but primarily fastball changeup.
And he's settling in on that changeup quite a bit. Springer gets a piece, stays at 2-2. Talking about the lack of success for Manaea on the road, just 1-6, but again 5-3 right here in Oakland. He has improved considerably here in the second half, a half that has seen him with an ERA of .307, despite that rhomboid problem.
You got to avoid those rhomboids.
Yeah, that'll mess your day up every time.
Mess with your golf swing.
Yeah, that's coming pretty soon for a lot of the players. The Astros hope not quite as soon as it's coming for these Oakland A's. 61 degrees at game time. Springer down on strikes. First out of the night recorded via the punch out.
Batting in the second position, third baseman.
Over the last 3 starts from Manaea, it's pretty good numbers.
Yeah, if you're into that sub-1 ERA, 15 1/3 innings, 17 punch outs.
You don't play that game?
I don't like to.
059.
The Astros here in recent days have run into teams and pitchers who have been on pretty good streaks, and they've just ruined it for them.
Gurriel puts it in the air, shallow behind second base. It's the shortstop Simeon with the play, and out number 2. So Springer and Gurriel erased. It brings up Jose Altuve. Altuve with just that one hit last night, but what a big one it was to start the ninth inning. Continues the struggles, but also continues to lead the league in hitting. 337, career high 24 dingers. And he's going to have to make a push now to get to 100 RBIs. Fourth in that on base percentage.
Yeah, that month of September has not been good to Jose Altuve. He hit 220.
And really surprising because he had been so consistent through the course of the year. But he's been very prone to that rollover ground ball to the third baseman here in the month of September. 2 balls and no strikes. Carlos Correa waits on deck. Thought that fly ball to right field last night was a ball that generally gets caught. Art Howe made a good point on that. Altuve takes a strike. That sometimes that no doubles situation late in the ball game can bite a team. And there's Carlos. Two and 2 now on Altuve. 199 hits. The next one gets him to 200, obviously.
Mookie Betts, the first player in Major League Baseball to get to that 200 hit plateau, did it on the East Coast for the Boston Red Sox today against Baltimore.
Pretty amazing, because you go back about 3 weeks ago and Altuve had 14-15 hit lead over anybody else. Curveball grounded third base side and foul. But it speaks to the cold stretch for Altuve. 12 games remain with tonight's. And so plenty of time to get hot again with the bat. In terms of the batting race, as it now fills 3 and 2, Altuve would seem to have a semi-comfortable lead. Dustin Pedroia is second in the league at 325. What a year for David Ortiz, 319. Change up again, chop foul. Already seeing how much Manaea will go to that change. Manaea ranked second in the American League among rookies in strikeouts. He's already picked up one, getting Springer. 110 on the season for Manaea. Fastball hit to center and hit sharply, but back to make the play is Eibner, and that'll do it. A 1-2-3 first inning. Altuve stings it, comes up empty. We played a half, scoreless in Oakland. Game here, game 2 of this 3-game series. That's Bob Melvin, skipper of the Oakland A's. And his lineup tonight, Joey Wendle in the top spot. He plays at second. Shortstop Marcus Semien and catcher Stephen Vogt follow. Middle 3, Danny Valencia. He's the right fielder, and he's been held to a 159 mark against the Astros this year. You see the numbers from last year. He was a force. He's followed by Ryan Healy, who's on a big hitting streak. Yonder Alonso plays at first. Bottom 3, Brett Eibner in center. The DH, Renato Nunez, and Jake Smolinski plays in left.
Joe Musgrove going for your Houston Astros. There's a good look at the young man. 9 games. Be making his 9th start. Last faced these Oakland A's in Minute Maid Park with the August 29th start, going 5 1/3, giving up 3 hits, no runs, period. At home, you see he's got great numbers. On the road, trying to change those a little bit and drop them down.
Joey Wendle, the second baseman, takes a strike as Musgrove gets out in front. Wendell's done a very nice job. One of the youngsters coming up and has fit in very well. 3 infielders on the right side on the left-hand hitter. 1 home run for Wendle, 9 RBIs. Joe Musgrove is really starting to settle into this rotation. Last time out, gave the Astros a much-needed win, but everyone is right now. Part of an 8-4 victory over the Rangers. Came last Wednesday in Houston. 6 1/3 innings, 3 runs in that one. In the air to center field. Borisnik back a few steps, makes the catch, and the first out of the night as Musgrove gets the fly ball.
Yeah, Musgrove, it's kind of interesting this part of the year. Some of these guys haven't pitched this deep into a season in baseball, but Joe Musgrove has. He's coming into this ball game with 135 innings, and A.J. Hinch was talking about before the game that he's really not on an innings limit. He is going to make a couple more starts after this one. If everything goes right, they have to reconsider when they head into the playoffs how he mixes in as far as innings are going to be used in the playoffs.
Marcus Semien was 0 for 3 last night, hitting .234. Powerful young shortstop. Had fielding problems a year ago. He's improved this year, but still has committed 20 errors at shortstop. 26 home runs. But like some of the other guys, struggling here in September. That slider from Musgrove. At times a very dominant pitch. Joe brings the 2-1. Good change.
Get a look at that pitch on our MD Anderson strike zone. Great location, good action.
Fastball almost gets by Semien.
Yeah, that was a good job fighting it off. Talk about pitchers working inside to get that outside corner, or the outside corner to get the inside corner. Sometimes they'll change speed, slow down that bat a little bit, and then try and pump the heater past them.
Slider chopped to third. Gurriel with the play, second out of the inning.
Astros fans, don't forget that we love showing your comments and reactions from Twitter during the telecast. Be sure to mention @RootSportsSW in your tweet for the best chance to see it on air. @RootSportsSW. I think we got one.
Uh-oh.
This is a good one.
Happy birthday, Brownie.
Happy birthday, Brownie.
They're coming in, aren't they? Yep. Bill Brown back at home. He will rejoin the club, working that final homestand. 7 games coming up. Again, enjoy your birthday, Brownie.
You got a brownie on his birthday?
You know what? That did come out that way, didn't it? 0-2 the count. Stephen Vogt at the plate. All-star catcher. Gets a start behind the plate tonight. He's done the DH quite a bit recently. DH last night. Batting average has dropped off for Vogt. very good catcher. 12 dingers on his year. Surprisingly has driven in just 48 this season. And an on-base percentage at .305. Against the Astros, however, he's been dynamite, hitting .373. 8 doubles, a triple, a home run mixed in. Musgrove with a 1-2 count. Again, the shift on for the Astros. More birthdays on the same day. Ken Giles.
Ooh, Sophia Loren.
Oh, we've got a basketball player, hockey player. And some all-around big stars. Starting with Bill Brown.
And you know who else is going to share a birthday with Bill Brown.
Ground ball right off the fist. Yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. Marwood takes it to the bag. A 1-2-3 first inning. We played one scoreless. Correa, obviously a lot of big hits for the team, but he favors, or rather compares rather favorably with a number of big names, Blummer.
Yeah, he's drawn a lot of comparisons to this guy as a rookie. Alex Rodriguez, similar builds, that tall, lanky guy at the time playing shortstop. Plenty of power going all over the field. Perennial all-star in the making is Carlos Correa, much like A-Rod. We talked about the 2 seasons before turning, or 21 or younger with 20-plus home runs. Carlos Correa and Alex Rodriguez on there twice. Doing some damage early.
Yeah, I think Carlos is going to have some really big years in that regard. Takes a strike. Left-hander Sean Manaea worked through a 1-2-3 first inning, striking out George Springer. And Joe Musgrove matched the 1-2-3 frame. Slider makes it 0-2. Two for 4 last night for Carlos. Scored a run. That was the big second run of the inning in the 9th. Number 4 on the night for Houston. It's back-to-back 2-hit games now for Carlos, trying to get it rolling again. And he's hit safely in 4 straight. Takes a lot this time of year to push the batting average up a whole lot over those 4 games. Just 4 points for Carlos. And down on strikes. Second of the night now for Manaea.
Batting in the 5th position, the catcher, number 11.
And that changeup has led to that number on the bottom you're seeing there, that 7th highest chase percentage in Major League Baseball at 35%. How about also against Marwin Gonzalez, Carlos Correa, and Jose Altuve? They're a combined 1 for 20 off of Sean Manaea.
You know, that would say that the young left-hander has fared pretty well against the Astros. Evan Gattis at the plate. Had a long ball last night. Hits this one just outside the bag at third. Jose Altuve hanging out with himself, and you know in that head he's just running through it, trying to figure out what he needs to do to get this bat going now in the final 12 games. Good swing by Evan. 1-2 the count. Gattis hitting .246. 28 home runs now. And he's tied with George Springer for the top spot on the club. There's that change again. Trying to get that chase. The Astros have hit .182 against Manaea. .235 ERA against Houston. He's allowed just 10 hits in 16+ innings. And gets another strikeout. Third on the night. 2 down here in the second inning.
Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices with MLB.TV Premium. This includes a free subscription to @Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
Guy that drove in the 2 runs in the 9th inning last night, Marwin Gonzalez, stands in. He did it batting left-handed. And now from the right side, the overall numbers: .251 on the year. Career best 13 home runs. Despite all those great numbers we've talked about for Manaea against the Astros, he's 0-1. And bottom line, it's about winning.
Keep talking about that changeup that Manaea has. You can see the grip on it on our Mattress Firm Supermo and the action it creates. Almost looks like a fork ball coming in. Just kind of takes that rotation off, deadens it.
2-0 pitch under the knees. 3 balls, no strikes. Tyler White, the DH, waits on deck. The Astros have won 5 consecutive meetings between the two clubs now. That dates back to July 20th. Astros shut out the A's 7-0 on that date. 4-pitch walk. Marwin becomes the game's first base runner. And Tyler White will come to the plate. The numbers are not going to blow you away on Tyler, hitting .217 on the year, 7 dingers. But recently, a very effective pinch hitter. And Julia talking to Tyler about some of the weight loss, 20-pound shed. And he's been a better looking base runner as well. Takes that fastball for a strike to start it. And that might be the pitch the guys want to start jumping on. That change is so dominant. In fact, Manaea has had a very difficult time on first pitches put in play this year. Well over the 400 mark against that pitch. One ball, 1 strike on White. Teoscar Hernandez, the 8-hitter, waits on deck. Not a good move right there. Just a very short lead for Marwin Gonzalez. In fact, double checking that number on first pitches against Manaea this year. 461 when that pitch has been put in play. Little slide step and that fastball just away.
I don't want to read too much into it, but Tyler White, in listening to that interview that we heard Julia do with him in the pregame, and he said, on days that I know I'm not in the lineup, I head straight to the gym. Kind of gives you an idea into the psyche of Tyler White, and the desire to stay here means working hard.
Slider backdoor finds the strike zone. It's 2-2.
So I kind of enjoy hearing stories like that about guys who not only got to get in the cage and take your ground balls and do things like that, but you've got to get in the gym, stay strong. And Tyler White felt that he needed to lose weight, went in there and did it.
Look, if you're
he's seeing the payoff, which is even better.
If you're not playing, you can sulk around or you can try to get better at it. And Tyler has taken the latter course. 2-2. And you can see that Manaea doesn't have what you'd call a big-time move to first base, but he also has a nice quick slide step to the plate. When hitters have taken advantage of maybe the fastball count, that first pitch, and hit 461, when Manaea's had runners in scoring position, he's held opposing hitters to a 205 mark. So that starts putting that changeup in play and the slider. Again, that move directly to first base.
That number drops even more when you get 2 outs.
Does it ever?
Manaea out there, 146.
So he becomes very difficult deep into counts and when he has the chance to mix all pitches. We talked about how he dominates left-hand hitters. The Astros send 9 righties to the plate throughout this game. Two balls, 2 strikes on White. Tyler battling that pitch on or near the outside corner. Yeah, you can just look at Tyler White and you can see that he has shed quite a few lbs. We saw him in Seattle score from second base on a tough chance, a base hit to left field. Close play, but ran quite well. Timeout is called. The Astros, 3rd in the league in stolen bases. They've stolen 96. Altuve leads the way. And Tyler White down on strikes. Tag applied. 3 in the inning around the walk to Morrow, and he's stranded. Scoreless after 1.5. Coverage of baseball is brought to you by T-Mobile. Take a look around Yeah, the important games as far as the Astros and their fans are concerned. The Red Sox winners over Baltimore. So the Red Sox trying to run away with that division. Blummer, you see the other games. Looks like the Tigers are going to win handily at Minnesota. Yankees, they're still hanging in there. Toronto and Seattle, that's a big one from our perspective. Joe Musgrove set to work. Brings the breaking ball to start things. Maybe the fastball. Four-hitter Danny Valencia at the plate. He's hit safely in 4 straight. Good hitter. Dangerous hitter, hitting .290. There's the slider. 0-2 the count.
Just to get back to the birthdays that we were talking about, yes. Somebody else is going to be celebrating future birthdays on this date. Adam and Jennifer Everett had their 4th daughter, Palmer Lynn Everett, today.
Oh, congratulations.
Or actually on the 18th, I apologize. Just saw the post today, but congratulations to the Everett family and welcome to the 4-girl club.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So they've got 4 as well, huh?
Yep.
And the breaking ball gets the strikeout. That starts the inning. First strikeout for Joe Musgrove. It'll bring up Ryan Healy, who's hit safely in 10 straight.
Batting in the 5th position, third baseman, Ryan Healy.
Wild card chase again. The Blue Jays now have the top spot for the moment anyway over the Orioles, but it's the Tigers, Astros, and Mariners pursuing.
Brian Ausmus and his Tigers, they got the potential to creep in there and make things real interesting the way Boston keeps playing against Baltimore.
Of course, the Astros and Seattle just a half game back of Brad's boys. Ryan Healy not only is hitting in 10 consecutive ball games right now, hitting with power, 11 home runs. Slider is good right now for Joe Musgrove. To the count. What are your early on impressions of Musgrove? What he looks like as a guy that might stick?
I like what he's doing.
Popped up for Marlin. And the second out of the inning.
But what I like is he's had success, and then he got roughed up a little bit, and then he came back and had some success, realized he needed to make some adjustments. As you see that release on that slider for the strikeout. Good tilt coming down. But I want to see a young kid who's going to go out there, compete, number one. He did that, and he's faced some extremely tough teams here early on in his career. I believe facing Texas at least 3 times already. But he gets roughed up, he comes back, he makes the adjustment. He's not afraid to make those adjustments, and he has the stuff to be able to do it.
Left-hand hitting first baseman Yonder Alonso at the plate. Yeah, I think there's great value. A lot of people will say, you know, September just doesn't matter that much. You can't learn that much about a guy. But when you're pursuing a chance to get to the postseason and you're facing some good teams, I think there's a chance to learn a lot about a guy.
He came into this game 47 strikeouts and 13 walks. That's pretty good.
It's what he did throughout his minor league career.
Yeah, and that's what you want to see, is those guys continue it here in the show.
Picks up his second strikeout, a 1-2-3 second inning. He's retired 6 in a row. And let's enjoy the beauty of a punch out on the big league side.
The Houston Package, we invite you to tour Minute Maid Park and enjoy an Astros game Friday, September 23rd. For tickets, visit astros.com/welcome to Houston or call 1-877-9-ASTROS. Just a beautiful day in Oakland, and this is exactly where you want to be, the Jack London Square. Lots of restaurants, bars, you can even play in the water with some kayaks. But the buzz around here, guys, is will this become the new home to the Oakland A's? It would be a few blocks north of here. You see where the cranes are way out there. That's Howard Terminal, one of the proposed sites for the new ballpark for the Oakland A's. Lots of challenges, though. Where will those A's end up?
Yeah, fair question, Julia.
Do it.
Looks like a nice area.
Jack London Square was great. When we were going to school at Berkeley, which is maybe about 10 miles north of here, we would,
Teoscar Hernandez leads off with a base hit to left field. First base runner, first hit for the Astros. Make that second base runner. Some of the renderings, huh?
Yeah, that's Jack London Square down here.
Well, that's kind of like what the Giants have over on the other side of the bay.
It is. Yeah, over here is Jack London Square. So that'd be a nice little vicinity. Walk out, have some nice dinner, show up to a ball game. Yeah, that view would be tremendous. We know it looks great from the other side of the bay, but that would be pretty good competition literally across the bay to see lights on both sides.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. Jake Marisnick tries to bunt, pops it up, and it's dropped at first base. And now, is there a tag applied? No, there is not. And now Teoscar steps off the bag at first, and you never do that.
What in the world?
And it's going to be likely a double play. Now, I don't know if Jake Marisnick is safe, but you never step off the base. You know, I was kind of bringing this up the other night about who you tag first. There was a play at second. You tag the backside guy first and see if you get that lead guy to step off. Well. So it looks like Jake Marisnick is safe at first. Okay, I want you to explain this very succinctly.
Well, if they review it and see that Jake is actually out, I guarantee you, well, I can't guarantee anything with umpires, but I would say that they leave Teoscar on first base because there's no reason for him to pop off the bag. And Bob Melvin's going to be in his dugout trying to decipher this. His video room's going to have a heck of a time, and we're going to get a flag for delay of game. But that being said, to your point, Teoscar should have never left the bag no matter what.
Never leave.
And that was a good play by Yonder Alonso, knowing that the runner Teoscar at first is going to freeze.
Look, but
it almost backfired. It looks like he got Jake on the back.
If Jake is called safe, it doesn't matter what Teoscar did. But if he's called out, it's a double play.
But Teoscar, if Jake is called out, Teoscar doesn't come off the bag.
They're going to review this. They'll let New York settle the issue. And you know, Jake did all he could to try to be safe at first base.
Okay, so Teoscar reacted to the first base umpire's call. If that call is wrong, Teoscar shouldn't be penalized for a wrong call.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and it looked like Jake got tagged on the backside.
Yeah, that's a very good point. The bottom line is, if you find yourself in that spot, do not leave the bag. I don't know. You think I
don't know. They're big board. This is the look we just saw on the big board here in Oakland, and see if he tags him on the backside right in the wallet. Looks like he may have clipped Jake. But see, Teoscar's reacting to the call, safe call. And the umpire's reacting to the same thing. I don't know.
Yeah, that's really hard to tell. All-out effort by Jake Marisnick.
So if it stands as it is, Jake Marisnick would be on first base. Teoscar would be the out.
If it stays the way the call is made. If they rule that Jake Marisnick was tagged, I agree with what you said. I think that Teoscar ought to be unable to stay at first base because he reacted to the umpire's call. I don't know why he reacted the way he did. Even if Jake is safe, for somebody to make the determination whose bag it is.
It'll also be a good one.
They are still reviewing in New York. We've seen Every angle we've got on that one, and I don't know. That's I don't even know what the argument for AJ might be, other than if they call double play, he's got to go out and say, look, Teoscar Hernandez reacted to the call at first base. You agree?
No, I've said it from the beginning. Yeah. No, that's my call. They're going to put Teoscar back at first base. That's what Mike Winters is pointing out. Now he wants to have a conversation with Bob Melvin, which is great. You got to be able to figure these things out and explain them as we look on our Supermodel. This should be a good indication on whether or not he got Jake. Watch the uni right there on the back of the shirt. He gets him.
So Jake is out, and Teoscar gets first base, and so everything's right in the world. And now Bob Melvin wants an explanation.
And rightfully so.
You know what? In your scorebook, that's going to look like 3 unassisted. No big deal, right?
Not anymore.
Bob Melvin says, I can't put 3 unassisted in my book. And now the umpires are going to consult based on what Bob Melvin is arguing. Well, AJ's waiting. Well, apparently it will be 1 out with Hernandez at first base.
I think that's the right call.
And what's all that about?
Wish I could tell you. He could be protesting, but I don't think that's going to go very far, because the review back in New York pretty much explained what we were talking about as far as the player reacting to the wrong call.
So apparently Bob Melvin has protested this game and that call at first base. That's pretty interesting when you consider that New York has made the call. And now home plate umpire Marty Foster wants to talk to AJ Hinch.
Well, I'm sure he's asking, you know, what exactly did. The communication is pretty wide open. Everything's pretty transparent. These guys are just wanting to know as much information as they possibly can.
Now batting, number 4, George Springer.
So it's a simple game.
Well, I've gotten a couple questions about Teoscar not going to second base on that. When the ball's in the air, less than 2 outs, you don't run. You wait until you see the ball down, and he didn't see that Yonder Alonso was going to drop that ball until too late.
George Springer at the plate takes a strike. He was a strikeout victim in the first inning. 1 of 4 already picked up by Manaea. Drilled and into left field. Solid base hit for George Springer. Hernandez stops at second base. A couple of hits here in the inning. 1 out, runners at first and second for Yuli Gurriel.
It's a good piece of hitting. It's pretty similar to the home run pitch that George Springer had in Seattle.
Gurriel popped to shortstop in the first inning. It's a breaking ball left up, puts it on the ground. 4, 6, and 3, and the first double play of the night turn as Wendell, Simeon, and Alonso hook up for that double play. That'll do it for the Astros.
3rd. Come celebrate your birthday the Astros way. Cheer it on your favorite team while throwing a birthday party at Minute Maid Park. For more info, visit Astros.com or call 713-259-8996. Joe Musgrove getting back to work here, and we've seen ups and downs with Joe in his short time in the big leagues, but one thing he's continued to do is keep getting better, keep finding ways to get these major league hitters out. He's even added pitches to the repertoire, guys. He's added the cutter here recently. He used the two-seamer earlier and then got away from it. He's just done a lot of different things and trying to find the best way to get hitters out. So that just tells you a little bit about what you need to know as far as his work ethic and the type of pitcher that he's trying to be. Even told me, he's like, I want to be one of those guys with 5-6 good pitches. Will that happen? We're not sure, but the fact that he's dreaming and just hoping to become better every day will tell you a lot.
Thank you, Julia. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Musgrove has faced 6 and retired all of them. A couple of strikeouts for Joe. Bottom 3 in the order for the A's. Brett Eibner at the plate, 0 for his last 11. 1 ball and 1 strike. That slider left up but fouled off. So Musgrove right out in front. The Astros won the season series with the A's last year, taking just 10 of the 19. 2-2. And the Oakland A's in the all-time series between the two clubs. A's lead it rather handily, 46-34. Slider hit pretty good out to left center field. Teoscar to his left, shy of the track, makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down here in the 3rd inning.
Tonight's pitching performance is powered by Kubota. Joe Musgrove on that lower 3rd you're going to see versus Toronto in Texas, and we talked about how early on in Joe Musgrove's career, 7 of his 9 starts he's faced contenders and pitched relatively well, keeping that whip right around 1. But again, this kid likes to go out and compete, not fearful of who's on the other side.
8-hitter Renato Nunez at the plate. He's the DH tonight. Hitting 111, limited opportunities. 2-hopper to shortstop. Correa picks up the 2nd out. Brings up the 9-hitter, left fielder Jake Smolinski. Smolinski, 27 years of age. Got some power, 7 home runs. Third year in the major leagues for Smolinski. Came up in 2014 with the Texas Rangers and played very well. Hit .349 for Texas. Last year, however, his overall batting average between Texas and these Oakland A's dropped off considerably to 193. Musgrove out in front, 1-2. Half swing goes through on the slider. 1-2-3 inning with a strikeout. 3 punch outs for Musgrove. He's been perfect through 3. Scoreless game.
broadcast is presented by authority of Houston Astros, LLC, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Houston Astros, LLC.
We come back to try to start the fourth inning. It will be Jose Altuve to lead it off, but the umpires have gathered again and appear to be reviewing something with the folks in New York.
Well, I just got the email from Major League Baseball replay, and it said obviously that call on Marisnick was overturned, so therefore the batter runner is out. And then on the bottom it says, additionally, the replay official ruled that the runner on first base reacted to the incorrect call by the first base umpire and rules that he be placed back at first base. But I'm not sure what this meeting is about.
Yeah, there was nothing of controversy in the bottom of the third inning.
Did you read AJ's lips? He said, let's play. Huh? What do you think?
So at least as we have it right now, a scoreless game. The Astros have a couple of hits. Oakland A's without a base runner tonight. Altuve lines one right to third. So that first pitch hit to Healy. One up, one down here in the fourth inning.
Now batting, number 1, Carlos Correa.
When he was hitting up in the 360s, that's a hit automatically, but all of a sudden it's turned. Yuli Gurriel stands in. Excuse me, Carlos Correa stands in. It's just bad scorekeeping right here. Fastball misses away at 93. Correa struck out.
Get him right here.
Ooh, ball and a strike on Carlos. Carlos struck out in the second inning as he led off. Four strikeouts already recorded by Manaea. He's walked one. Correa will be followed by Evan Gattis here in the fourth. Once it gets dark at night, it generally is very tough to hit the long ball here. And yet we saw 3 home runs last night. Good swing by Carlos.
Man, just missing. Taking some good passes.
It's hit safely in his last 4. But the Astros continue their struggles against Manaea. Down and away. 1 out walk, second issued by Manaea. Correa aboard for Evan Gattis.
Academy Sports and Outdoors and the Houston Astros are hitting home runs for Houston. Ash hinted at this place being a tough place to hit home runs. Fewest home runs by park this season. Marlins Park, the toughest. AT&T Park just across the bay, only yielding 114 in the Coliseum. The bottom of that list at 142.
Evan Gattis takes the ball. You know, the one that surprises me on there is Turner Field. It's a big ballpark, and I get that.
That place is huge.
But right across the street was the old ballpark. They called it the launching pad.
Similar dimensions?
Yeah, a little smaller, granted. But allegedly, because Atlanta, I don't know what the elevation of Atlanta is. I think a little over 1,000 feet maybe. But allegedly the baseball carried very well there, but they go across the street, a little bigger ballpark, and ball doesn't carry. 1 ball, 1 strike on Gattis. Evan Gattis has had no problems here. He's hit 3 home runs over the last couple of years. Correa relatively short lead at first as Gaddis fouls it down the right side. That running game for the Astros has really quieted down quite a bit, and yet it was Altuve running in the 9th inning that set up the base hit by Correa that set up the 2-run inning. Carlos Correa has stolen 13, caught 3 times this year. 2-2 now on Gaddis. 4th inning of a scoreless game. The Astros right in the middle of the pack in the American League in runs scored. They're 8th. They are 14th, however, in team batting average. Hit to right field in the air. That'll drive Valencia back to make the catch. 2 down in the inning. Correa remains at first base as it brings up Marwin Gonzalez.
Get back on the home run talk. Time now for our Ford spray chart. You're going to see some dimensions here. At Oakland Coliseum, left-handed batters on your left-hand side, right-handed batters on your right-hand side, and you can see pretty predominant from both sides of the plate. In order to get the ball out of here, you got to pull that thing and drive it. Not too many Oppo home runs from either side.
A bit like some of the other ballparks on the West Coast. During the daytime, ball carries fine. At nighttime, it's just a different yard. Gonzalez drew a walk his first at bat. Ground ball left side. Handled at shortstop, but the throw to second is not in time. And good hustle by Carlos Correa to beat this throw enables Marwin Gonzalez to pick up an infield single.
I'll tell you what, that play at second base was a lot closer than I anticipated with Carlos Correa running. Ball hit well from Marwin, trying to shoot that 5.5 hole, but that was a phenomenal play by Simeon to go over their backhand, make a strong throw to second.
Runners at first and second. Hit number 3 for the Astros. Tyler White now comes to the plate. He struck out in the 2nd inning. 12,139 counted tonight. Count the beans very quickly here in Oakland.
Another look at that effort by Simeon. Good push, good hustle. Yeah, he turned into a first baseman at second base, just like Wendell did. Good job making that close, but speed wins out.
Tyler laid off the changeup on the first offering. Fastball popped up right side, foul territory. Long run Alonso over by the seats and makes the catch. Had a little more room than he thought he had. Tyler White pops out to end the inning as the Astros strand a pair in the 4th inning. Through 3.5. Still scoreless from Oakland, California. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Joe Musgrove has retired all 9 hitters he's faced. The Astros with the only 3 hits on the night. Also picked up a couple of walks, but unable to get on the board on the youngster Manaea. Musgrove right out in front as he faces the leadoff man, Joey Wendell. 0 for his last 8 now. Good over the top yacker. Wendell has 1 major league home run. Playing now in his 18th game for the A's. They love the second base he's been playing. He's also stolen a couple of bags. Two balls, 2 strikes for Musgrove. Wendell, Semien, and Vogt here in the 4th for the A's. And now 3-2. Musgrove quickly ahead 0-2. Joey Wendell over his last 7 games has hit just .259. Breaking ball is low. First base runner for the A's. He comes leading off here in the 4th inning. Wendell aboard for Semien, and we check in with Julia.
It is Chevy Stropole time, so make sure to jump on Twitter, follow us at Root Sports SW, and vote. Which Major League Baseball team do you think needs a new or upgraded stadium? Is it this Coliseum, maybe the Trop in Tampa Bay, Wrigley Field, or Globe Life Park? Rumors of a new ballpark down in Arlington, maybe with a roof. Should be interesting.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the results on that. I know I'd vote for the Trop.
First pitch, a changeup in for a strike. That was the first place that came to mind for me as well. Although there are a couple of venerable stadiums that could use a facelift, in my opinion. Hit on the ground is short. Correa, Altuve, and on to Marwin. They get the double play. 6-4-3. First turn by the Astros. So that leadoff walk quickly erased. 2 down here in the 4th inning as 3-hitter Stephen Vogt comes to the plate.
Pitcher's best friend. Ball hit hard from Semien. Great job by Correa. Plenty of time to turn this. And again, no fear at second base for Altuve, knowing the runner can no longer take him out. Easy play.
Stephen Vogt grounded out to first base. He got jammed in the 1st inning. 0 for his last 11 now. Good looking curveball, called a ball.
Yeah, Joe looks pretty comfortable with that breaking ball too. That was a good location, just didn't get the call.
Maybe that curveball up at the front of the plate is likely a strike. Bumped in, it's 1-1. Again, Marty Foster behind the plate. Other umpires tonight, Clint Fagan, Mike Munchlinski, and Mike Winters. Did the bat go through? Palms down at 3rd. Mike Winters, the crew chief, making that call. Two balls and a strike on Vogt. And now 3-1. Joe gets the high strike outside edge. Fills it 3-2. Musgrove beat these A's back on August 29th. Worked 5 1/3 in that one. It allowed just 3 hits. Drilled but fouled on the right side.
Oh, that is terrible. What was Mitch doing on that? Get people hurt down there.
Left the bullpen rather susceptible.
My goodness. Yeah, he's taking a verbal abuse right now.
Changeup stays up. Second walk of the inning. Vote aboard for cleanup man Danny Valencia.
This is a line drive, but a playable ball. Good thing those guys bailed out from behind, because that is just a good old-fashioned whiff. Maybe they knew what they were doing ahead of time, evacuating as Mitch was going across to try and snag that liner.
Mitch almost took that in the face. It's dangerous.
Gonna get him an extra cup of coffee out there.
Valencia struck out in the second inning. First of 3 recorded by Musgrove tonight. Took a load of batting practice today. And some pitches starting to get away from Joe. 2-0 the count. Third baseman Ryan Healy waits on deck. Chopper up the middle. Altuve swung that way. He'll make the play to first. And that'll do it for the A's. The double play factoring in large in the 4th inning. A's leave a man. Zip, zip through 4.
Score here. Tonight's winning word in our Want to Get Away sweepstakes is HIT. That's HIT. Visit rootsports.com/wantogetaway, fill out the form, and use the winning word for a chance to win 2 round-trip tickets from Southwest Airlines. A new winning word every game this week, so watch and win. Teoscar Hernandez leading off. He's been playing left field here lately. We haven't seen a lot of Colby Rasmus, guys, and A.J. Hinch spoke about this earlier, saying, you know, Colby hasn't been able to really get on track. He's dealt with a lot this year. Especially coming off the injury, having the surgery, just hasn't really been able to get back to being himself. So A.J. Hinch is doing a little bit of mixing and matching in left field, and Teoscar swinging it a little bit better here recently, getting a little more playing time. We'll see how this plays out for the rest of the season.
Oh, Mitch. 0 for 2.
Teoscar Hernandez at the plate has an 0-2 count.
Yeah, it's too bad for Colby, because when he came back after that issue that he had, I think it was the 1st or 2nd game he was back, he hit a bomb. Yeah, this is great. Randy Cunningham tweeting in. Mitch, right field ball boy, needs one of these babies right here. Mickey Hatcher showing him how it's done.
Seems like that might be tough to wheel.
Somebody just put on a catcher's mask.
Ball and a strike, ball and 2 strikes rather on Teoscar Hernandez.
Did you ever have to hang out in the bullpen when you were playing?
Oh yeah. When I was
how did
playing,
that go?
no. Not when I was playing.
Well, I didn't know the bull. You know, the vicinity here. You can go creep down there if you're not in the starting lineup.
September in Wrigley, someplace like that with a small bench.
Yeah.
You were always looking for some place to bed down. On the ground foul outside of third.
Come on, Lance. Oh, showing it how it's done.
Of course, those were the days. Old Tiger Stadium used to have a tiny little bench and dugout kind of down in the ground bullpen areas. Yeah, it was a very different world in those days.
Mike Stan had some terrible stories about the bullpens in Detroit.
Teoscar gets a piece, stays alive, 2-2.
AT&T Park across the bay is very similar to the Detroit situation in the sense that they don't have any benches in the bullpen. Everybody in the team is in the one dugout. It's miserable. Hanging out with all those
I've
pitchers.
been there. That dugout is not built for September, is it?
No.
A strikeout on Teoscar Hernandez. That's 5 now for Manaea as he gets the first out here in the 5th. That's the thing. A lot of these ballparks, the new ones are better than the old ones used to be by far. But they're not built for 35, 40-man rosters as you start to get to in September. 40 might be stretching it, but sometimes it feels that way. Jake Marisnick grounded out his first at bat. That was the little bunt attempt, pop fly on the first base side. Hernandez at first base. And very wisely down at first base, Alonso let the ball drop. Confusion ensued. Eventually Jake was called out and Teoscar was awarded first base. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Jake. Jake was 0 for 2 with a walk last night, now down on strikes. So 0 for 2 tonight. He's 0 for his last 11. That's 2 down in the 5th inning. Top of the order now with George Springer.
Now batting, number 4, George Springer.
Sean Manaea working very well here this evening. Took some late work last night by the Astros to get it done. Eventually winning game 1, 4-2. Not sure where that missed.
Missed one person.
Seen some pitches tonight that Marty Foster has not seen it the same way that maybe some of us have. 2 balls, no strikes. Stephen Vogt's going to go out to the mound. Looks like Manaea might be kind of just walking around to settle down after not getting the call on the first pitch. Or that second as well. George likely should be dealing with an 0-2 count. Instead,
stay right there. Now we can go hit.
Good swing on the 2-0. Talked about the real nice changeup for Manaea, but at the same time he's bringing the fastball there at 94. Pretty sharp with a backdoor slider. 2-2 now on Springer. George has struck out and singled. The furthest any base runner has gotten tonight is second base. So the pitching has dominated. 3-2 on Springer. Yuli Gurriel to follow here in the 5th. Manaea brings it. Strike 3 called. So another pitch right near that knees area. This one called a strike. 3 strikeouts in the inning. A 1-2-3 frame.
In athletics here with Mount Davis looking over this ball game, and tonight's Bank of America League alert. Adam Wainwright, very good pitcher, has 4 RBIs tonight.
18 on the season.
I believe that's got to be some kind of record with the DH going on. You see that on the bottom. He has 18 RBIs on the season, most by a pitcher in the DH era. Help your own cause.
First pitch hit on the ground at third. Nice play by Gurriel. A little tough in between hop. Throw off line, but Marwin adjusts. Out number 1.
So Gurriel going to his left. Yeah, that's a tough in between hop. Grabs it nicely. A little errant throw, but you've got a pretty athletic Marwin Gonzalez over there picking you up.
1 pitch, 1 out for Joe Musgrove. Brings up the first baseman, Yonder Alonso. Well, if you'd asked me, is there a pitcher, if there's a pitcher in the National League that has 18 RBIs, who would it be? I would have said Madison Bumgarner. I had no idea that Adam Wainwright was that kind of hitter. Ball and a strike. Madison Bumgarner getting a little bit of heated action with Yasiel Puig last night of the Dodgers.
Again.
Half swing. They do not appeal to third. Call made right there at the plate. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Those 2 guys have been multiple time offenders. Slider, the bat starts, he holds it back. 2-2. Musgrove is really doing a nice job getting on top of that slider most of the night. Again, the slider. Alonso struck out to end the 2nd inning. Musgrove has picked up 3 on his night. Center fielder Brett Eibner waits on deck. In the air. Easily back into his left, Marisnik. He makes the catch. 2 down in the inning. Yeah, so here's what happened last night in LA.
There's history between these 2 guys.
Bumgarner doesn't like to be looked at, apparently, huh?
It was pretty evident by the tweet sent out by the Los Angeles Dodgers, I got to give them credit for trolling pretty good by getting those T-shirts made so quick that said hashtag don't look at me. They tweeted it right at the San Francisco Giants, so that should make tonight's game a little bit more interesting. There's already a pretty good rivalry between them, but that's just going to make it way better.
Yeah, that's a rivalry that has brewed for a long time. I remember being a kid and seeing Juan Marichal go after Johnny Roseboro because of a throw that maybe was from the catcher a little too close to the hitter's ear. 1-2 the count. Musgrove out in front on Brett Eibner. I don't know if that footage would even be around anymore, but they had a lot of fun playing against each other. Slider got him. Strikeout number 4 for Joe Musgrove. He goes through 1, 2, 3 in the 5th inning. We've played 5. Nothing on the board. Presented by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. By Academy Sports and Outdoors. Donating $100 for each Astros home run and $200 for each Correa home run to Houston Children's Charity. And by Bank of America. Life's better when we're connected. To the 6th we go. 5 scoreless innings here this evening. Manaea gives up a line drive, but Simeon right there to make the play after a crossover. 1 pitch, 1 out as Gurriel lines to short. Gurriel now 0 for 3 on his night. It brings up Altuve. Jose has hit the ball well twice tonight, lining to center and to third. So 0 for 2 on the night. That league leading figure at 336 now for Jose. Strike at the knees, inside edge. Pretty close to that same pitch that got George Springer to end the 5th inning. Ball and a strike. Third baseman drawn in a bit now, moves back. So Altuve is going to try to bunt first base side. Gets a little too much of this one, and the tag applied by Alonso. We've seen Altuve try to drop some bunts here recently.
We celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month with the Hispanic Heritage Street Fest, presented by Fiesta. The Street Fest is from 3 to 6 p.m. this Saturday and includes great music, food trucks, and games. Visit astros.com/Hispanic Heritage or call 1-877-9-ASTROS to get your ticket and join the Street Fest.
2 outs in the 6th. Carlos Correa comes to the plate. Has struck out and walked. And that backdoor slider finds the strike zone. The Astros with 190 home runs. 2 hopper to third. Healy with the play. And a 1-2-3 inning. A couple of ground ball outs in the frame through 5.5. Still nobody on the board.
That Astro brought to you by your local Honda dealer. We have clues for you. We want you to tweet at us your best guess. Original 32nd round pick of Oakland holds the Astro record for RBI in a game, and he last played with Houston in 2011. And I bet Jeff Blum knows who this is.
I know exactly who this is.
It's too easy for you.
It was. Big anniversary of that game today.
To the bottom of the 6th inning we go. Pretty good looking slider called a ball. Musgrove brings it to the 8-hitter Renato Nunez, who's 0 for 1. Grounded out to Correa in the 3rd inning. Changeup finds the strike zone. Didn't take you long to know who that was.
Oh, I know exactly who that is. It's dialed in.
Again, back to the changeup and a wild swing by Nunez. Right-hander John Axford gets loose in the pen for the A's. Minaya has thrown 85 pitches. Chopper back over the mound. Correa comes on the run, gets his man and got him handily. 1 up, 1 down here in the 6th.
Great play. Musgrove gave it a pretty good effort. Musgrove, remember, 6'5", 6'6", tries to get up there and snag this one. Once it got over his head, there was a little bit of concern, but Carlos Correa, Johnny on the spot, makes a great play with those quick hands. Nicely done.
I feel like he's made the plays coming in, going left and right. And that routine ball that is hit right to him, that's the one that's really key. With the shift on, finding the right side is the 9-hitter Jake Smolinski, a 1-out single. And that is the first hit of the night for the Oakland A's. It comes with 1 out in the 6th, and now the top of the order.
That was a good run while it lasted. Well done, Joe. Great pitch, and that was just a little nubber off the end of the bat that found some open space.
So Smolinski aboard. Musgrove had walked 2 on the night. He brings a strike to the leadoff man, Joey Wendell. Wendell picked up one of those walks. Both of them came in the 4th inning. Fortunately for Joe Musgrove, he got a double play in between. Another strike. 0-2 the count.
Look at this. Ashby Lumber Company.
Got to lay the lumber here this evening.
Rather swing lumber.
Yeah.
So does Ashby Lumber provide ash wood?
Huh. It's a fair question. We'll have to check on that one.
You're not connected?
Carl, you're up for that one, right?
That was your side gig out here, running the lumber company.
Got a great PA voice here, and you often hear him talking about that. Curveball chop foul at the plate. 1-2 the count. A couple of youngsters on the mound tonight, and been some very good pitching. Wendell 0 for his last 8. Always hate that late timeout called on pitchers.
Yeah, that's not good for anybody.
Shift on again, and it gets burned on a ground ball on that third base side. 2 hits in the inning, back-to-back. Smolinski and Wendell, and now Marcus Semien comes to the plate.
Wanted that fastball up and away. It does what he wants, but that was just an emergency swing from Wendell that found that hole where third baseman normally is, and that's not where you anticipate a left-handed hitter ever hitting a ground ball, is directly right at that third baseman. That was just pure 911.
I really feel like if you're going to put the shifts on, you need to pitch into that shift a bit, but runners at first and second. 1 out for Marcus Semien. He's grounded out and hit into a double play. And now Brent Strom heads toward the mound.
And getting back to that shift talk, all of the, for me, my idea of why the shifts are where they're at, and I actually talked to Greg Maddux about this about a week ago, and he likes the shift. And he's a guy that pitched predominantly the way he wanted to. He didn't necessarily pitch into those shifts. And the reason that I understand what he's saying is because all of the information and data that is accrued over the years is not based on the pitcher pitching into those shift situations. It's just him pitching. So it's where that hitter consistently hits those ground balls, and not too many left-handed hitters hit that ground ball to the directly at the third baseman. So moving that guy over to shortstop where he has a better opportunity and a more, maybe a higher probability of getting a ground ball, is why that shift is on in that situation.
I agree with that entirely. The only thing I see is that, not with every hitter, but with some hitters, that when there is an open side of the infield, they'll take a shot at it.
I don't think Wendell was taking the shot right there. That was the emergency because the barrel was so late getting through the zone.
He may not have.
For me.
First pitch, a ball on Semien. Well, I agree with you. But generally speaking, it's just those rare times when guys will take shots at it. 1 ball and no strikes. Slider misses. 2-0. Semien, the 2-hitter for the A's. Where'd you run into Maddux?
We played in San Diego together, and we had our radio program when I was back home, and I asked him nicely if he would come on and be a guest on our radio show. We had a chance to talk to him about it, and we got into the pitching aspect. Obviously, he knows quite a bit about it, and it was fun to play behind him because he would literally tell me when a ground ball was coming. And then we got into the shift talk, and that's when he explained he had no problem with that third baseman moving over to that shortstop area.
A walk of Semien on 4 pitches. The bases are now loaded, and 1 out for the 3-hitter, Stephen Vogt. Greg Maddux would know as much as anybody, one of the greats of all time. And A.J. Hinch says this is the time he's going to come out. Second visit here in the inning. And so that's it for Joe Musgrove. Had held the A's hitless through 5 innings. But now the base is loaded. And Chris Davinsky, who we saw loosening last night, will come on. Davinsky's so good for the club, and he's got a big scenario now. And we'll be right back for it.
Juice, no score on the board. Joe Musgrove, I mean, Chris Davinsky has been doing a great job, and he's kind of been called into these situations much like we're seeing today. But the reason he's getting the call is because he has been pitching so well. He's got that funky delivery. A lot of people want to see him in that starting rotation, but I agree with A.J.'s Hinch in the fact that him going one time through the lineup is very effective. It allows him to throw that fastball a little bit harder, which sets up that great changeup that he has. But we've also seen a pretty good slider from the young man. And now he is in a tough situation with the bases juiced. See him making his 46th appearance in 7 games this month. No ERA.
The Astros will play for 2 in the infield. They've turned 1 double play tonight. Stephen Vogt at the plate, generally very patient, goes after that first offering. He is grounded out and walked. 0 for his last 11. Changeup. Ball and a strike on Vogt. They're all big right now. And the Astros see that the Orioles have lost tonight. 1-2 now on Vogt. Swings at a pitch in the dirt, not even close. Tigers winners 8-1 at Minnesota. Toronto leading early at Seattle 6-2. That's in the 4th inning. Again, that changeup, again low. This time Vogt lays off. It's the man that got it started, Jake Smolinski, a 1-out single. At second base, Wendell. Semien the runner at first. 2-2 on Vogt. Gets the fastball this time at 94.
Job of trying to get it in there on the hands of Stephen Vogt, but Vogt, veteran hitter, able to foul it off, extend this AB.
Pretty good rookies in the American League this year. Michael Fulmer, Nomar Mazara, Tyler Naquin. Little tapper towards shortstop. Correa's only played at first, and he will get Vogt. But scoring on the ground out is Jake Smolinski, and the A's take a 1-0 lead here in the 6th.
Pretty remarkable effort by Carlos Correa to make that play, get that out. That'll be the second out of the inning, but again, another number off the end of the bat. Can't always take these into account, but you've got a great shortstop in Carlos Correa, and you talked about him playing pretty well coming in on the baseball. Does a good job. Field that ball on your left foot, throw off the right, enough velocity on it. How about knowing your runner too and not giving up on the play?
Just enough. So 2 down as Vogt is retired. Runners now at second and third, a run in. Danny Valencia at the plate. Oh, that changeup just devastating on the hitters. Hard to tell at times. There's a slider and a curveball that'll get mixed in. Ball and a strike.
Yeah, the velocities are pretty similar on those pitches too, which makes it tough.
Dubinsky facing that tough part of the order. Vogt and Valencia. Ryan Healy waits on deck. Strike called. 1 and 2 now on Valencia.
It's a great location. Marty Foster's had some issues down in that zone, but that's a good call and a great pitch by Devo.
Valencia 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Devo brings it. You see Evan Gattis really putting in the work back there. When it's in the dirt, he's getting down and getting the job done. Nice job by Evan Gattis. Since the All-Star break, Valencia started games at 4 different positions. Chops one to third, 2 hops for Gurriel. On the move, he makes the throw, and that'll do it. But in the 6th inning, the A's break the spell, and they get on the board. They lead it 1-0.
Leading the Astros 1-0 as we head to the 7th here in Oakland. join the Astros at Minute Maid Park this Sunday as they take on the Angels. 20,000 fans will receive a limited edition Carlos Correa Topps baseball card presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. For more info, visit Astros.com or call 1-877-9-ASTROS. Evan Gattis hit another home run last night, a solo shot, a bomb, if you will. And the home runs have seemed to be coming rather quickly for Evan Gattis, a guy who says they come in bunches at times. But recently, pitch selection is huge, and it is for everyone. But with Evan, that's something that he struggles with at times, and we've seen it this year a little bit too. But he's really feeling much better. So when you see him starting to draw the walks, that's when things are headed in the right direction. That's exactly what he did last night, drawing a walk and the solo homer. But he is feeling much more comfortable and confident at the plate right now, trying to finish strong, guys.
Thanks, Julia. Evan Gattis at the plate. And trying to add to those 28 home runs that Julia was talking about. He'll do it against a new right-hander. John Axford on the hill. Born in Simcoe, Ontario in Canada. 33 years of age. Attended Notre Dame University. Little chopper on that third base side. Tough play. Healy. And picked out at first base, but not in time, as Evan able to leg it out. And it'll be an infield single to start things here in the 7th.
Some of those wheels were missing. No triples on the season, but beats out this infield base hit to get things started.
It's quite a play.
It was a great play.
Number 9.
Well done on both ends, but Gattis even better. So he's 1 for 3. Aboard for Marwin Gonzalez. Sean Manaea, so tough for the A's tonight. 6 innings, 3 hit ball, no runs against him, a couple of walks and 7 strikeouts. And just 85 pitches on his night. Marwin had the big hit last night. Drove in 2 in the 9th inning. And now the Astros need his bat right now. Ground ball, right side, diving stop. Wendell, he gets it out at second. They will not get the double play. But what a defensive gem that cuts off likely at least first and second, maybe first and third for the Astros.
Both these teams have showed up and decided to play defense today. It was a great play, huge play considering the situation here. It's top of the 7th inning, leadoff man on at a potential first and second or first and third situation.
Thought initially that ball was going to get through, but you know, you talk to the folks around the A's and they say Wendell has just come on and increased the range at second base enormously. There goes Marwin, the pitch, a strike, the throw down late, and Marwin has stolen a bag. And I think Marwin a little upset that he felt like he wasn't provided a lane. A big stolen base for Marwin Gonzalez.
That's something you don't see every day. Marwin trying to take advantage, make things happen, get into scoring position.
It's his 12th stolen base on the year. 12 of 18.
Picked a good spot to run.
Sure did. Represents the tying run.
Yeah, that was a little.
Yeah. I don't blame him for being upset there.
Yeah, he should be. A little partial block.
Tyler White at the plate. Took a strike there. So 0-1 on Tyler. Chops one right side. Axford makes the play, flips on to Alonso for the out. Into third base is Marwin Gonzalez, but 2 outs now for Teoscar Hernandez.
Plexus defensive rankings are being brought to you. Going to take a look around the A's outfield. Jake Smolinski out there in left field. Chris Davis is on the bench, not feeling too good today. Give them all yellow lights. They got a pretty average rating, but I know with Danny Valencia out there in right field, he is going to be tested. But a base hit should score Marwin Gonzalez pretty easy.
Pinch hitter now for the Astros. Tony Kemp will come to the plate.
Your attention.
Batting for Teoscar Hernandez, who was 1 for 2 on his night.
Batting for Hernandez.
Big at bat now for Tony. John Axford, by the way, a guy who back in 2011 led the National League in saves with 46. He's ninth overall in the Cy Young Award voting that year. Infield in on the corners, respecting the bunt possibility from Kemp.
Tell you what, that really opens up things on that left side of the field for Tony Kemp too. Kind of a slash swing that he has. Gets a fastball up out over the plate. Just put it in that 5.5 hole. Tie this thing up.
The Astros need one of those big swings. Down 1-0 here in the 7th. Right off the fist, off the glove of Axford, and now past Wendell. That will be a base hit. It plates Marwin into second base Kemp, and he beats it.
Are you
It's
kidding
a
me?
double for Tony Kemp, driving in the tying run. And how about that for a pinch hitting job?
Unbelievable. Sometimes you need to get some breaks, and the Astros definitely got one here with Wendell going down. Should be an inning-ending ground ball. But when he tried to redirect and get in front of that baseball, the footing went out completely from underneath him. How about that? I wonder if Axford thought he might have caught that ball, but he can't believe what he's seeing behind him. Well, I'll tell you what, the A's got on the board and broke up that no-hitter on Joe Musgrove by not hitting the ball very hard. Now the Astros are back in this game and didn't hit the ball very hard to get it either.
One great defensive play in the inning, and now this play. And Jake Marisnick at the plate. You've got that go-ahead run at second. You know, we've talked about Tyler White and some of the real fine pinch hitting he's done for the club. Tony Kemp is in that same category. He's had some good at-bats, probably less success than he would have liked. Second baseman Wendell playing fairly close and now backs off at second. 2-0 the count.
It looked like the ball tipped off the glove of Axford because it was kind of a lazy line drive, and I think that's why Wendell tried to get back and field that ground ball as hard as he did. Man.
Jake ahead in the count. Takes the fastball up and in. 3-0 the count. And of course, waiting on deck, the leadoff man, George Springer.
I can't believe that play just happened.
Yeah, that's. Well, it was an unusual 9th inning that enabled the Astros to win last night. And now right back in this thing. That takes Musgrove off the hook. Strike called at the knees. 3-1. Pitching tends to dominate in this part, and that has certainly been the case tonight. Jake a bit late, and now the count fills.
Jake's defense, 98 miles an hour.
Bring it. And again, once upon a time, one of the game's elite closers. Swing by Jake as he gets just a piece.
Man, that squared up Stephen Vogt pretty good. 98 on that pitch also.
Took it like a man, didn't he? Three and two once again on Marisnick. Tony Kemp has to get enough lead to score on a single. Ball 4, so Marisnick draws the 2-out walk. Runners at first and second, and now George Springer coming to the plate. And we check in with Julia again.
Thanks, Sash. Yeah, we saw Tyler White come off the bench and contribute last night. Tony Kemp doing it tonight. He's done it a couple times this year. Tony told me the other day that the key to that, because these guys aren't accustomed to it coming from AAA where they play every day, is up here in the big leagues, he'll go out to the bullpen and watch some live arms and just stand in. So he's seeing pitches. So that is, he can just be ready when that time comes. It is hard to sit and watch and then be called upon and contribute like he did just now. But they're doing it the past couple of nights. We've seen it from guys. It's been big for this club.
Liam Hendricks, right-hander, now gets up in the pen for the A's.
Now batting, number 4, George Springer.
No, and what Julia's talking about, that's part of that maintenance. We talked about Tyler White taking it on his own time to go in there and work out when he's not playing. But when you're not playing every day, in order to get your eyes and get that rhythm and the speed of the game, it's a great idea to go down there and watch and stand in on some of those bullpens that guys are throwing, just to make sure your eyes are right, your timing is okay. You don't necessarily get to swing, but you get to feel your hands getting loaded, you get to feel the front foot getting down, and your eyes are moving with the pitch. It's always good.
Springer 1 for 3 tonight. He struck out a couple of times, caught looking in the 5th inning. Now Stephen Vogt goes out to the mound. Tony Kemp.
Tell you what, you got some burners on the pads.
Yeah.
Shoot a gap or get one down the line.
Yeah, in either case, very likely score a pair.
Absolutely.
Big at bat for George. Axford from the stretch. And that's where a lot of teams have been pitching, George. Tied with Evan Gattis now with 28 home runs to lead the club. Pitch gets by Vogt to the backstop, and both runners will move up. And now a mere single will give the Astros a couple of runs. And that's likely a pass ball.
Yeah, that was uncharacteristic for me to see Stephen Vogt let a ball get by him like that.
It is a pass ball. So Kemp at third.
Axford throws that slider incredibly hard.
The 2-0 hit in the air down the right field side, shallow near the line, and a long run coming up shy is Valencia. You get used to seeing Josh Reddick out there, who is one of the game's elite right fielders.
Yeah, you get spoiled a little bit, and I'm sure Oakland fans have been over the years watching Josh Reddick, who has been traded down to Los Angeles, but Danny Valencia, third baseman. But he's playing well off the line with George Springer up there, right-handed hitter. You know what's interesting about that is when the Astros in the outfield, the opposite field outfielder is usually well over to that line.
Two and one on George Springer. Fastball again, hit down the right side, this time back to the seats. That counted 2-2.
It's actually a couple of fastballs have been pretty good to hit from George Springer for George. That is, granted, 97 miles an hour is tough to catch up to, but that was center cut. Just takes one.
So George a bit tardy there, but if you try to speed things up and then you get some other pitch, you're in a real tough spot. Big 2-2 from Axford. And now 3-2. First base is open. Gurriel waiting on deck.
Yeah, he's got some choices, but we know in the last 10 or 12 games, Yuli's done a great job of driving base runners in.
Good hitter.
Yes.
Axford from the stretch. Again the fastball, and again fouled down the right side. A night where you can pick up a game on the Orioles. Blue Jays winning at Seattle, and the Tigers winners tonight. Yankees winners at Tampa Bay. The Yankees still hanging around. George Springer trying to add to 77 RBIs. Reaches out and just protects. That's really good work.
Yeah, it was kind of borderline bottom part of the zone. We've seen a couple called a ball, but we've also seen some called a strike. And the last thing you want to do in this situation is put it in that umpire's hands. Foul it off, lived to fight another pitch. Pretty good AB going on.
George is hitting just a $125 over the last week coming into play tonight. No better spot than this to get hot. And he got him. Fastball up, and Springer down on strikes. So the Astros get a run but leave runners at second and third through 6.5. It's a 1-1 game.
Between the Astros and Athletics here in Oakland. Make memories in an Astro game every Sunday with family-friendly activities presented by Kroger. The next Family Sunday is this Sunday's game against the Angels. For more info, visit astros.com/Sundays or call 1-877-9-ASTROS.
Tony Kemp now takes over defensively in left field. Chris Davinsky still on to work it. He got 2 outs in the 6th inning. One of those a ground ball hit to shortstop, slowly hit by Stephen Vogt, produced the game's first run. The A's took a 1-0 lead, but the Astros have responded in the top of the 7th inning. It's the 5-hitter at the plate, Ryan Healy. He takes a strike. Healy 0 for 2 on his night. Here's that breaking ball. 0-2 the count.
Back to back on that outside corner. First pitch was very well located, forcing Healy to try and get that one.
Healy, Alonso, and Eibner. 5, 6, 7 for the A's here in the 7th. And a quick strikeout, putting away Ryan Healy, out number 1.
Houston Methodist is going to bring us our league leaders. Single season strikeouts by bullpens all time. Astros on that list. 564. The 2015 New York Yankees set that mark. 596.
All of those numbers coming in recent years. As a ground ball goes down to first base, Marwin will feed on to Davinsky, and the second out of the inning. But we seem to be in an era where hitters strike out a lot more than they did in the past. I don't know if that's the nature of what hitters are doing, or if it's because these bullpens are becoming so much stronger.
Well, I think it's a combination of the swing and miss. Nobody really cuts down with those 2 strikes anymore, trying to launch the ball out of the ballpark. But we've seen numbers that have shown there are a lot more guys throwing very hard these days.
Tremendous pens. 2 outs. Center fielder Brett Eibner at the plate. That was pretty close. Two 2-0 the count. Renato Nunez, the DH, waits on deck. Strike called. Eibner 0 for 2 has flied out and struck out. Hitting just .208. Boy, that's a very good changeup on a 2-1. And a punch out of Eibner. 2 in the inning. A 1-2-3 frame for Davinsky. We played 7 and we're all tied at 1.
And it's time to name that Astro, presented by your local Honda dealers. Here were your clues. Jeff Blum knew it before we even put the second clue up, I think. He's that good.
The rodeo clown.
That's what I said, J.R. Tolles. Great story there. I'll let you tell it.
Yeah, every spring training, and Julian knows this all too well, they have questionnaires and they have interviews that they give guys. And J.R. Tolles goes into this, preseason type interview that they can run during the season. And he gets the question, if you weren't playing baseball, what would you be doing? And the only player in history to say rodeo clown is J.R. Tolles.
That's a pretty good response. Did he come across as a, I don't even know what a radio clown comes across like, but
a rodeo or radio clown?
What, did I say radio?
There's a couple down the way.
It could be. Yeah, that's true. Rodeo clowns. Did he come across as one?
Having never met a rodeo clown, I can't compare him to a rodeo clown.
Though, apparently, I don't know. 2 balls and a strike. Gurriel leads off here in the 8th inning, followed by Altuve and Correa. 2-3-4, pretty good spot for the Astros. Down the right field side and deep slicing and foul in the corner. Liam Hendriks, the new pitcher on the scene.
Doing a good job. Fastball 94, changeup, curveball, and a slider. Got touched up a little bit this year by the Houston Astros, looking to do the same thing, try and win this ball game.
At about a 5.8 ERA against the Stros. Oh! Popped up shallow and right. Second baseman Wendell with the call and the catch. One up, one down here in the top of the 8th inning. Jose Altuve comes to the plate 0 for 3. So Gurriel now 0 for 4 on his night.
Jose Altuve.
Hitting .500 lifetime against Hendriks. Altuve lined out his first 2 at-bats and then tried to bunt his way aboard. Chops one up and over the third baseman. So it gets over Healy. Altuve a big turn. He'll hold with a single. He's at first with 1 out for Carlos Correa. So Altuve, his first hit of the night, second in the series.
Big 200 hit for Jose Altuve.
That's right. Big number 200. Yes. And it comes like that.
Hey, hits are hits.
That's right.
When you're in a funk, that's all you're looking for, is to see that ball find some green pasture out behind somebody.
Well, he knows it's number 200. There are a couple of maybe disputed errors charged on balls that Altuve hit in Seattle. See how those work out. But 200 hits now, 3rd straight year. Big congratulations. But right now, a game on the line. And of course, the A's know about the running game from Jose. 27 bags, 8 times caught. Altuve bluffs as Correa takes a strike. Carlos is 0 for 2 tonight. He has drawn a walk.
Wow. How about that second base duo? Biggio and Altuve, pretty good jersey choices.
Another strike called inside edge. 0-2 now on Carlos.
2 extremely well placed fastballs. See that first one up and in. This one a little bit lower, but off the edge, and gets the call from Marty Foster.
Ray and Springer both getting pitched that way quite a bit. .92 RBIs for Carlos. Trails only Altuve in that category. Jose with 94 on his season. Altuve goes, the pitch, a bar, strike called, and the throw down, a strike as they get Altuve. 9th time he's caught on the year. It's a double play. Strike him out, throw him out. Correa does not like the call, but that'll do it for the Astros in the 8th inning. Still 1-1.
Chevy Stropole, thanks for voting and thanks for following us at Root Sports SW on Twitter. Which Major League Baseball team needs a new upgraded stadium the most? You voted for this one right here, the Coliseum. Tampa Bay, 24%. Wrigley gets 6, Texas with 9. Here's a couple of tweets from you guys.
I wonder if fans who are voting for the Oakland Coliseum understand that the drums and the vuvuzelas are going with wherever this new stadium is.
Votes have been retracted all of a sudden. Chris Stavinsky's still on, working in a 3rd inning now. Works it to the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. And a pinch hitter now for the Oakland A's. Bruce Maxwell has grabbed a bat. He comes to the plate. This is the DH spot. Renato Nunez's spot. Nunez went 0 for 2, grounding out to shortstop twice. We saw Maxwell last night. It hit his first major league home run and hit it to a big part of the park, opposite field, left center field. Chops one first base side. Marlin takes it to the bag, and out number 1. How about 200 hits 3 years in a row?
And 3 out of those 4 in Astros all-time franchise history. Pretty impressive stuff. Gives you an idea of how hard it is to get to 200 hits. Yeah. Joining Mookie Betts. Did it earlier out on the East Coast.
Mookie Betts has had a great year, but again, you go back a few weeks, Altuve had what appeared to be an insurmountable lead. Jake Smolinski, the 9 hitter at the plate, 1 for 2. He has scored the only run for the A's tonight. Came in the 6th inning. The A's took a 1-0 lead. The Astros responded in the 7th. The strike called by the home plate umpire. Marty Foster taking that call. It's 0-2. It was Smolinski breaking up the no-hit bid by Joe Musgrove. 1 out in the 6th. Right up the ladder, 1-2 the count. Leadoff man Joey Wendell waits on deck.
Great job by Smolinski not chasing that pitch before. Elevated fastball, raise the hitter's eyes and then come down the zone, try and get him to chase. Could have had it called.
Popped up right side. Altuve. There's the 2nd out of the inning. Now back to the top of the order with Wendell. Not a lot of offense tonight. The Astros have 6 hits. The A's have just 2.
Second baseman, number 52,
And Altuve has 1 of those hits. Wendell is 1 for 2. He's also drawn a walk. Drew the ire of Marwin Gonzalez on a stolen base attempt. Marwin stole the bag, but Wendell didn't seem to give him any room to head into the bag.
Wasn't exactly out of the way when Altuve stole that bag either.
To left center field. Tony Kemp glides to his left and in, makes the catch. A 1-2-3 inning. Chris Davinsky just keeps pitching great ball. 1-1 game. Houston Astros baseball on Root Sports is presented by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by Lexus, the new 2016 Lexus ES and ES Hybrid. It's next level luxury. We go to the 9th inning in a 1-1 game. Evan Gattis will lead it off. That's the 5 spot. Be followed by Marwin Gonzalez and Tyler White. Can it be another one of those last inning at bats as the Astros pick up a win in those scenarios? Liam Hendriks still on the mound and misses on Gattis. Evan is 1 for 3 tonight. Close but away. 2-0 the count.
Don't miss it.
Good hitters count. And that implication. Go ahead and juice one up. There it was.
Not good enough.
I wonder if Evan was thinking about forcing the pitch. John Doolittle, fine left-hander, getting loose for the A's. On the hands. In the air to shallow right field. Valencia coming on. He'll make the catch and go to his knees. Not exactly classic style, but out number 1.
Yeah, I'm not going to look at the route efficiency on that one, but it's an out nonetheless.
Now batting, number 9, Marwin Gonzalez.
Head went down, eyes closed.
Yeah, that ball caught him.
1 out. Marwin comes to the plate. Yeah, I don't know how long Valencia stays as the right fielder for the A's. One of those guys who swings the bat so well. Ground ball right side. Wendell with the play, and 2 outs now to start the inning. In the hands of Tyler White. Tyler's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Looking for some of that first week of the season magic. The Astros come in 79 and 71. Going to pick up win number 80. Good slider painted for a strike. Tony Kemp waits on deck. Ken Giles throwing in the Astros pen. And we mentioned Doolittle in the A's pen. Big swing and a miss. 1 and 2 now on Tyler. Small crowd here in Oakland getting behind their right-hander Liam Hendriks. Strike 3 taken. Caught looking Tyler White, a 1-2-3 inning as Hendriks gets through it, and now the A's come to bat in the bottom of the 9th.
The Astros and Athletics still stuck at 1 here in the bottom of the 9th, and it's time to play. Brought to you by Toyota. Joe Musgrove showed up, did a great job, had a no-hitter for quite a while. A good job working that fastball, curveball, slider combination, keeping the ball down the zone. Plenty of ground balls. 4 punch-outs on the day. Worked around 3 walks, only gave up 1 earned run and 2 hits. Great night for Joe. Davinsky came in and kept the damage down, and Devo's back out there.
Yeah, 5 1/3 no-hit innings for Musgrove tonight, so very good stuff. Matched by Sean Manaea, not in terms of the no-hit bid, but very tough to put runs on the board tonight. And Chris Davinsky just keeps on working, facing the 2-3-4 spots for the A's as a ball and a strike on shortstop Marcus Semien. Very powerful shortstop. These A's are at 66 and 84. But they have been battling. 2-2 now. Davinsky just keeps changing speeds and mixing in the breaking pitches. Using that fastball almost like a changeup. So he fills it 3-2 as Simeon leads off the 9th inning. And got him on strikes. Turns right back to a breaking pitch to get the strikeout.
Staying on that outer edge.
7 strikeouts now for Houston pitching. 1 out in the 9th inning, and that was a big one to get on that 3-2. Stephen Vogt comes to the plate, 1 for 2. He has also walked. He takes the strike. The Astros pen quiet now as Ken Giles has sat down. Ground ball hit on the right side. Altuve. And the 2nd out of the inning. And that brings up the cleanup man, Danny Valencia. 0 for 3 with a strikeout. 40 pitches now for Davinsky. Fastball just missed Valencia up and in. 2-0.
Devo's putting in some work.
Hard to take a guy out that just goes out and pitches so well. 3 balls, no strikes. Powerful third baseman Ryan Healy waits on deck. A little surprised to see Valencia take that.
I thought the same exact thing.
Devo feeling it in this nice cool weather. 95 on the heat. And Valencia takes another strike, but tries to head on down to first base.
Tail into that inside corner. I don't think it was an awful pitch. We'll look at our strike zone and see. We've seen a couple pitches called on that inside corner to right-handers with Marty Foster behind home plate.
Three and 2 on Valencia. And he whiffs on the breaking ball well off the outside corner. A 1-2-3 inning. A couple of more strikeouts for Chris Davinsky. We go to the 10th in a 1-1 tie. Jack Link's beef jerky all season long. Jack Link's, feed your wild side. So that summary of this game to this point, 1-1 tie. Tony Kemp had a big pinch hit RBI double, an odd double. A ball that hit off the glove of the pitcher that came in the 7th inning, tied the game at 1. Joe Musgrove, 5 1/3 no-hit innings. Eventually came out of this one, allowing a couple of hits and a run. And now the A's have a new right fielder as Danny Valencia got himself tossed after the strikeout to end the bottom of the 9th inning.
Leading off for Houston, number 16, Tony Kemp.
We'll see who that right fielder is in just a second.
That would be Muncy.
So Max Muncy is the new right fielder as Tony Kemp leads off against the left-hander Sean Doolittle. Eight, 9, and 1 here in the 10th, and this ball hit to the gap in right center field and deep, and it is out of the reach of the right fielder Muncy. It's a leadoff double as into second base is Tony Kemp, and there's a big swing for you.
TK.
Second double of the night.
This one a little more traditional in the sense of a double. This ball was smoked.
Does it against the left-hander Doolittle.
Test that new right fielder Max Muncy out there. But left middle in, and Tony Kemp got a little, put those hips into it, barreled it up nicely. How about Doolittle, known for that fastball, throwing a slider in there? They have done Tony a little bit of a favor. Great swing.
Leadoff double. So that infield pinches in now, especially on the corners. Jake Marisnick at the plate, and George Springer waiting on deck. Golden opportunity. Luke Gregerson now starts to get loose in the Astros pen, along with Ken Giles. A bunt back toward the mound first base side. Doolittle will get the out at first. So it's a good sacrifice bunt. Kemp into third base. 1 out in the top of the order.
Nice work.
That means that infield is going to be in now.
For George Springer.
Nice job by Jake. And now with Kemp at third base, you know the A's are going to come to the plate on a ground ball to the infield. Doolittle tries to work the inside edge on George. Doolittle throws hard. That heater at 95. Big swing and a miss. Ball and a strike. Batting average at .250 for George. Half swing. They appeal to first. Palms down.
I'm with you in that inflection of your voice there. Thought he may have went. Get another look at it, and that's a pretty good call for the Houston Astros and George Springer.
Take advantage of good fortune right here.
George has got to work back through the middle of the baseball.
On the ground, base hit into center field. That'll plate Kemp. RBI single Springer, and the Astros take a 2-1 lead. And that just out of the reach of Wendell.
A little breath of fresh air not having that check swing called. George did exactly what I was talking about, swinging under the baseball here for most of the night with 3 punch outs and a knock coming into this, but does a good job of just keeping it short, letting the ball travel a little bit and hitting a nice firm ground ball. And with the infield drawn in like that, easy to shoot it past him.
Now the A's will play for 2, but a 2-1 Houston lead here in the 10th inning. And we'll see if Springer has any thoughts about running.
Be tough with the left-hander Doolittle up there.
Yuli Gurriel 0 for 4 on his night. Drives it down the right field side. Toward the corner goes Muncy. He'll make the catch. Springer went halfway, tried to come back, but couldn't tag. And so 2 outs now for Jose Altuve. Back to George Springer in that big at bat.
Good adjustment in that
Number
AB.
27, Jose Altuve.
These guys are invested. They realize the fight is real. Winning today would be a big thing for the Houston Astros, keeping them in the fight in that wild card.
Boy, that leadoff double by Tony Kemp, just enormous. And then George Springer picks it up for George, RBI number 78. Jose Altuve's 1 for 4 tonight. Ground ball hit to shortstop. They'll get the force at second. Simeon on to Wendell. That'll do it for the 10th inning, but the Astros put an enormous run on the board, lead it 2-1. And a peek at George with that RBI.
The A's, we go to the bottom of the 10th, and Ken Giles on the mound, who's been so good for the Houston Astros here lately. Really confident on that mound, and it's been a year for Ken Giles, who started off the year a little shaky, but has evolved here recently, using that slider a little more. It's become sharper here lately, and A.J. Hinch talking about his closer before the game today, saying it's been really neat to watch him become more open to things in this organization, to really grow. He's still so young, and he's that guy that they wanted to go out and get from the Phillies last year. Very, very dominant right now, guys.
So Ken Giles comes on to work it. Thank you, Julia. And he faces the 5, 6, 7 spots. Jason Castro, the new catcher. That first pitch, fastball right there at the knees. 99 on the heater. Brian Healy 0 for 3 on his night with a strikeout. Giles, the third pitcher of the night for Houston. What a job by Chris Stavinsky. 3 2/3 shutout baseball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yonder Alonso and Brett Eibner due up to follow in the inning. Well, that slider will create a lot of swings on pitches not close.
That was ridiculous.
Now do you come right back to it?
If you can create that movement again, yes.
The 1-2 from Giles. Slider got him, and it gets by Castro, but not enough as Jason throws on down to Marwin, and that first out recorded here in the 10th inning.
This is that 2-strike slider See the release from Ken Giles coming straight down, creates that just filthy break.
You see how tight that back end of the baseball is. Really good stuff. 1 out. Yonder Alonso comes to the plate. Giles falls behind. 95 strikeouts now in 61 2/3 innings for Giles. These are game numbers, striking out almost 14 per 9 innings. Two 2-0. Right-hander Chris Smith getting loose in the pen for the A's, but Ken Giles trying to make that a moot point. 3-0 the count, however. You would figure that Alonso would take at least 1 strike. And a 4-pitch walk. So after striking out Healy, now the free pass to Alonso. And the A's will go to the bench and bring on a pinch runner. Arizmendi Alcantara is that pinch runner. Center fielder Brett Eibner at the plate, 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. And Giles, aware of the speed of Alcantara. He has stolen 3, caught a couple of times. Into right field, that's a hit. Springer coming on. He'll keep Alcantara at second base, but a 1-out walk followed by a single, and the A's making some noise here in the 10th. It's now Bruce Maxwell at the plate.
Like Eibner had a game plan, not trying to do too much, just make sure he brought those hands in, stayed through the baseball. It was a good piece of hitting on that fastball.
Maxwell hitting .266. Tying run at second base as Giles brings the heat. No contest in striking out Healy to start the inning, but that walk sets up the possibilities. And you better keep an eye on Alcantara at second base. Maxwell is 0 for 1 on his night, came on as a pinch hitter. And now 1-2, 99 on the heater. On the line for the Astros right now. The 1-2. Castro with a nice job to keep that slider in front. Jason this time gets to at least one knee and keeps the glove down. Two-two count. One out, the tying run at second. And now 3-2. Exactly the way he planned out this 10th inning. Just under the knees. Castro wants an appeal down at third base. Palms down at this point.
Thought that was a pretty good pitch.
Did as well. Looked like a fastball right there at the bottom of the knees. But instead a second walk in the inning and the bases are juiced. And there it is.
Going to be a talk by AJ going out there with Ken Giles and the rest of the guys in the infield. The guys in the infield are going to come up, confirm with Ken Giles that we've got this ball game behind you, kid. Just go out there and keep trying to make some pitches. They put the ball in play up the middle. You turn the double play. They hit it to the corners. Maybe cut that runner off at home plate, depending on which way that ball takes you. And you've got to remind Ken Giles, you've got 100 miles an hour in that right arm, and you have an electric slider that it's going to be difficult for Jason Castro, because if that ball's buried, he's got to do a great job of blocking it with that tying run 90 feet away. But you've got to remind Ken Giles, you have the stuff to get out of this mess.
It's the 9 spot at the plate. Jake Smolinski 1 for 3 tonight and scored the lone run for these Oakland A's. That came in the 6th. Correa and Altuve shallow up a bit, pinch toward the bag in second. Corners drawn in. And a line drive down the left field side drops foul. And Smolinski just out in front too much. A lot of heat on Jason Castro right now to make sure nothing gets by.
Strike one.
That's all it is, huh?
Yep.
Not a bad time to get that ground ball for the double play. 0-1 on Smolinski. High fastball fouled back. And now Giles out in front, 0-2. On deck, the leadoff man, Joey Wendell. Jose Altuve knows how much this game means, as does Correa. Slider away. Could not get Smolinski to bite. One ball and 2 strikes.
It's on Ken Giles just to execute.
And Smolinski able to get a piece of that slider. Still at 1-2.
Good break, but still finding a lot of the plate is that slider from Ken Giles.
Sure, there has to be some concern about bouncing that thing right now. Do it again at 1-2. 2-2. That lead runner, the pinch runner, Alcantara, at second base. It's Eibner and Maxwell at first, but he doesn't mean a thing. Big 2-2 coming up from Giles, but a timeout call.
What, Maxwell at first base, he may mean nothing, but he's going to do a better job of getting a secondary lead and try and blow up that play at second base.
Yeah, that's true. Now the 2-2. Slider popped up on that right side of the infield. Altuve makes the catch, and everybody has to hold, and that's an enormous second out in the inning. And now the top of the order with Joey Wendell.
Big out. Much better location on that slider, down and away. See that? See the tight spin? That red dot's created because that ball is spinning so quickly. But how about the lower half from Smolinski just completely collapsing, creating that fly ball?
One out to get for Giles. Good slider. Boy, that's the filthy one.
Man, yeah, it is.
Wendell with a single and a walk tonight.
Bottom just falls out of it.
Giles in front. Again the slider, and another strike. 0-2.
Now Giles with his slider really doesn't come across to create that rotation, really pulls straight down on it.
Good to see Castro flip the glove over that time and start dropping to the knees. 0-2. Trying to close it out. Chopper, and just behind the plate. If that ball hangs up over any part of the plate and Castro fields it at that point, it's a fair ball.
It was a great play by Castro.
Sure was. And you see Jason try to come forward and then immediately step on home plate.
Good job of trying to sell it.
Yep. Still 0-2. Turns back to the slider, misses in. Shakes off a sign. And now the 1-2. Slider. Got him. And that'll do it. Win number 80. Back-to-back saves in the series by Giles. Davinsky picks up the win, but enormous for the Astros to win this in 10, 2-1 over the Oakland A's.
Went to that slider down. That was a beautiful thing in a clutch situation. Buries this one, gets the chase. Castro down with the block. Final out of that game. Big one. Yeah, you earned that fist pump right there, Ken.
Got that